your leaders, and I guess every one of us are always searching for the best talent. Oftentimes your leaders get promoted, they advance based upon, oddly enough, something that they did in the past, not what they're going to do in the future. As you deal in this diverse world, how do you get them to embrace disruption in the way that I think you mentioned in your speech?
Yeah. So let me go back to some things we're doing on leadership development. I'm not sure we have it right, John. We're still working through it. But we are a $65, $66 billion company. And we have 300,000 employees in 200 countries. Large enterprise. We are the 37th largest country in the world. If you look at our market capitalization, this is a pretty awesome company that we have. But we constantly have to make sure we're developing a leadership cadre to keep this company growing and successful. So what we've done from the CEO's office, we've identified the 300 positions in the company that are the most critical jobs that will propel the company forward. And for each of these jobs, we have identified one candidate who can take that job if this person got hit by a bus, 2 candidates who will be ready in 1 to 3 years, and 3 candidates will be ready in 3 to 5 years. So for every job, we have 5 people in the pipeline. So we have 1,500 people, and if you eliminate the overlaps, about 1,200 people that we are tracking all the time and putting through rotational assignments, putting them through learning exercises, so that when they bubble up to a point when they can take a massive part of the company and run it, they have all the skills needed to be in that leadership position. And we're also putting them through action learning programs. So we might take somebody from Texas who's always been in the Frito-Lay business and say, go work on a project in Shanghai, or go work on a project in India. It's difficult, and maybe they won't even contribute to that project, but they will learn. And our hope is that by exposing them to these experiences, to these situations, they'll come back a better person. That's what we're trying. We're all evolving models. The book has not been written on this topic. We're writing it as we go along.
That's true. Now, I think I read on my way here that the 7th billion person was born the other evening. How long do you figure it'll take you to get to all of them? So,
to do what?
To touch or buy a Pepsi product.
Not just Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Lay's, Doritos, Cheetos, Fritos, Quaker Oats, Tropicana.
I do know better.
You know what? Our goal is to say, if you have a mouth, we'll feed you. Whether it's for breakfast, for lunch, or dinner. Whether it's fun for you, better for you, good for you. Come to PepsiCo, we'll make you not only taste great, we not only have great tasting products, but we'll make sure that you have a smile when you eat and drink our products. That's our assurance to you. Can I ask you a question,
Yeah,
John?
please. I knew this would happen.
Look, I'm dying to know. Do you believe Omnicom as an advertising agency is changing rapidly for the new world?
Yes, and the book has not been written.
How about something original?
I got away with it. It's changing very rapidly.
How do you train your people? How do you develop them?
Well, that is terribly interesting. I probably have 1,800 offices around the world, organized a little bit differently. I too have a pretty good understanding of succession and who's important and who isn't. We then have training programs which go beyond simply the craft. For our top tier leaders and the ones who we believe will become top tier leaders, we want to teach them not only advertising skills or marketing skills, we want to teach them business skills, because to be incredibly successful in the business, you truly have to understand strategically what the client's doing. You're not there just as an artist or just trying to fill something in. And then what we've done on the other end of the spectrum, especially in the area of digital, we've now come up with what will be state of the art, a distance training program where every single employee by the end of 2013 will be as articulate in every new channel, every new device as the most experienced ones. It is quite a challenge, and it'll always remain quite a challenge. It'll probably outlast me. But we're working very, very hard to deal in this new environment. But at the core of everything is a great insight, a great idea, should travel across whatever channels in the markets that exist, whether it's over the internet, whether it's on TV, whether it's an outdoor poster, whether it's in print. And bad ideas also travel, unfortunately, only very expensively. But great ideas really achieve the objective. There's a lot of devices to do it. It changes all the time. Increasingly, there's an ROI to more of it, but there's still a part of it where it's a leap of faith, and that's a challenge.
But John, you're bringing up something, because everything, I mean, in a rapidly changing world, no company can develop everything they need on their own. So more so than ever, I think there needs to be partnerships. Unlikely bedfellows, partnerships with companies to say, okay, John, you develop this module, I'll develop this. And let's figure out a way to work together, because in the past, we may not have exchanged training programs, but in the future, I mean, before the ink is dry on a training program, you've got to develop the next one.
Right.
So let's figure out a way to pool all our talents.